On today's episode of the Untitled Movie Podcast, we continue ScOctober as we talk about Peter Jackson's The Frighteners, and man, did we not like this movie that much. So stay tuned as we talk about the film's influences and try to figure out what the hell is actually even going on in this thing. Plus, as always, technical difficulties.
There has been a destructive force unleashed on this town such as I have never seen.
Oh my God, I don't believe this. It's not happening!
We have got a poltergeist!
Okay, well, folks, I can do a clearance, but it's not going to be cheap. Although I do offer a 6-month guarantee.
That fellow takes us totally for granted.
Hey, Stuart, in or out, huh?
Frank Bannister had a remarkable ability
Psychic investigator?
to communicate with the dead.
You can see spirits?
Emanations are normally confined to the cemetery,
You cannot push spirits around!
although they do escape.
And an uncanny knack
We're gonna scare the living daylights out of your parents.
for making a profit off the living.
We're supposed to be his business partners.
Everyone says that you're a fraud, but I've seen what you can do.
Give it up, Frank. Death ain't no way to make a living.
But now, some things put the fear of death in the living
What is happening to me?
and sent the dead running for their lives.
I've seen a figure in a cape.
That was the soul collector. When your number's up, that's it.
Frank, we got problems. All these murders that have been going on in Fairwater, they're gonna pin them on you.
From Universal Pictures and Robert Zemeckis
You're next, pal.
and acclaimed director Peter Jackson.
We don't stop till the screaming starts, you dig?
The Frighteners.
Untitled movie podcast. Untitled movie podcast. Untitled movie podcast. Untitled movie podcast.
What is this movie? Because it's not Beetlejuice.
It is not Beetlejuice.
It's not Ghostbusters.
It is not Ghostbusters.
Not Back to the Future.
Definitely not Back to the Future. Could it be Teen Wolf? Nope.
It's not Teen Wolf. It's not Teen Wolf. It's not a kid's movie, but it's not a grown-up movie.
And it's super ultra violent, only at the end.
But it's a comedy, but it's also a horror movie. And it has mass shootings and suicides in it.
And it has... Yeah.
Peter Jackson! Today, folks, we're talking about Frighteners. The Frighteners. Welcome to the Untitled Movie Podcast with Ron and Craig.
Welcome.
He's Ron.
I'm Craig.
He's also Craig. We're all the same guy.
We are one in the same.
And today we have the I'd say rare case, but we're idiots and we don't really do a lot of thought about these things. The not so rare case where we watched a movie that we neither one had watched in a long time.
We all thought, I'd say, better things about it than we have to talk about now. This might be a first for both of us where I'm not going to say I didn't like the movie. I still did like the movie. I love Michael J. Fox. I like Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
I like some Jake Busey.
Yes.
But, I started watching one movie and I was like, wow, this kind of sounds like Beetlejuice. Maybe Danny Elfman did the score. Danny Elfman did do the score.
Yes.
Then I'm like, kind of looks kind of like Back to the Future to get the way the imagery and stuff. Mm-hmm. Robert Zemeckis did it. Okay. But then it just goes off the rails.
Yeah. I'm
laughing and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God.
And not in the way that I kind of usually like things to go off the rails. Because we all know I love when things go off the rails. I called you as soon as I watched this, and I said, hey, I don't know what I just watched. Yeah, so I had fun. So here's the thing. I remember seeing this when I was a kid, or at least most parts of it, and being like, oh, it's a pretty cool movie. Then I bought it as an adult and watched it, and I remember thinking like, okay, I was okay. But then I like somehow convinced myself I liked it a lot more, and then watched it a few days ago, and I'm not really sure. So sometimes I say this thing about a lot of movies. I said this about, I believe I said this about Black Panther. I believe I said this about something else recently. That it's a great 90-minute movie stuck inside of a 2 hour and 15-minute movie. This is like a pretty good 45-minute episode of a television show stuck inside a 2 hour full budget film.
It really was supposed to be a Tales from the Crypt episode originally. So that's where you probably get that feeling, because it's like, let's take this Tales from the Crypt episode. Oh, we got to fill some time. Okay, let's just add this in and that in and this in. And
they started adding crazy, ridiculous shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a movie that you've all seen The Frighteners if you're listening to the damn podcast. I refuse to believe that anyone's listening. If you're listening to these shows without seeing the movie, you don't care about spoilers. And if you otherwise, you've definitely seen the movie. So it starts off like it's going to be like a zany kind of like, oh, this guy talks to ghosts and they're jokes because that's a really stereotypical black dude and a really stereotypical white dude, and they're ghosts and they're zany. And then it gets into the mass shooting aspect of the movie and spends a lot of time there. Like this movie, which if I remember correctly was marketed as like a zany horror comedy, spends a huge chunk of its runtime talking about reliving and then showing a mass murder.
Yeah.
And it's not like they do that thing like another thing, like the Evo Shandor thing in Ghostbusters where he's like, they experimented on people, but you don't see it and they mention it.
No, it was like Natural Born Killers.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah, this movie profoundly disturbed me.
The funny part is, last episode we talked about how Craig doesn't like
I don't like horror movies. They upset me. They make me sad.
This was his pick, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
I was like, let's just do The Frighteners. That's fun. I couldn't sleep that night.
I said, let's do Ghostbusters. He said, how about The Frighteners?
Well, I want to save... I just broke the chair I'm sitting in. That's pretty awesome. I want to save Ghostbusters for another day.
Oh, no, I agree. Hey, I have no problem watching this movie. I have no problem talking about this movie.
I have a lot to say. I feel like I have less to say about Ghostbusters. Like, oh, it's Ghostbusters. That was awesome.
Yeah. Well, you generally have less to say about movies you really like.
Yeah,
in general, I'm talking like... Yeah. Like we've run into that with like Point Break, stuff like that. But
I just kind of blow the movie the entire time. But this, I am shocked by how much I was confused by this. I don't know. Also, I think it's the same damn town from Goonies and Kindergarten Cop, so there might be a conspiracy going on there too. Or does all of the Northwest look the same to me?
I think they all look the same.
It's not all Astoria?
No.
I feel like it's all Astoria.
No. And you're not the richest family in Astoria, so don't call it Astoria.
Astoria?
Yeah.
That's like you want to know how to know if someone's rich and you're not going to like them?
How?
Reference the island of Nantucket.
Why did they say Nantucket?
No. No, it's not.
It would be funny if they... Oh, Nantucket.
It's not an Inuit village.
Are you from Nantucket? I'm from Nantucket.
Nantucket? No. If it's a rich person who I'm not going to want to be around generally, they're going to say... Oh, I've been on Nantucket. If it's anyone else, they're going to go, I've never been in Nantucket, or I've never been in Nantucket. Because normal people reference a location as being in it. But rich people go, oh, it's an island, so you're on it. And it makes me want to punch them. I have a friend who does that, who I like very much. Definitely want to slap when he says on Nantucket, though. Every single time. So they're on Astoria in this movie, I think.
They're on Astoria.
I'm going to stop playing with my pen like an idiot. And ruining the show for everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I'm fucking dumbfounded by this movie. I have notes. I definitely have notes.
Oh, there's lots of notes.
I have notes. Ron has a ton of notes.
I got a shit ton of notes.
Most of mine are complaints and like just remarks of confusion. Doesn't age well, I'll tell you that.
No. The CGI, which I guess I've heard that people like said how great it was. God awful.
Holy shit.
God awful. It was when like the ghost. Okay, the ghosts look good. That's not really CGI. They just did something with like the lighting, I think. Mm-hmm. But ghosts look good. The fucking like demon that comes out.
Oh,
and,
what
like,
was that thing?
Out of the walls, like that looked horrible.
Not to mention the other side. I'm pretty sure that was just the thing from Sliders.
What do you mean?
When you go to the other side?
Oh, the wormhole that they jumped through?
Yeah, that was Sliders.
I got to relook at that.
Yeah,
but it could be.
Any given second, freaking Jerry O'Connell's going to pop out and be like, "Where's the professor?" Like, and that black gentleman who sings.
That was actually my first note in it. CGI is pretty crappy to today's standards.
I thought I was going to... My first note, CGI doesn't age well, ! Yeah, that shit looks rough. And it's... Again, this movie came out when? Give me the quick specs on this one.
This movie came out. I know it opened up with. It fought Independence Day,
Oof.
so it opened up July 19th, 1996. Yeah, they took a movie that should have come out during Halloween, and said, no, let's go up against a July 4th movie with aliens, Will Smith, and Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum, who in the mid-90s could not be stopped.
No.
Nor
and
could Will Smith. Will Smith, who made... Yeah, Will Smith just kept
And
making the
Bill
biggest
Pullman.
movie ever. Well, I mean, President Bill Pullman.
Yeah.
Proper way to put that. Yeah, see, I always forget it came out in 96 because it had the look of something that came out earlier, right? It looked like we always talk about that time, like that my least favorite time in cinema.
Which time?
Not from a movies I like perspective, but from a visual effects perspective. The time, like the early 90s when they were like, hey, we got this CGI stuff. And Sam Winston's like, I could probably, in the back, like, hey, guys, I could do that practically. And they're like, no, Sam, we've got a computer. It's a Mac. It's got 200 RAM on it. It's going to be amazing.
Well,
we're going to make robots.
I blame Jurassic Park for all that. Jurassic Park and The Abyss.
Well, The Abyss is wonderful.
The Abyss is wonderful. It came out great. But because of that, everyone was like, oh my God, CGI. We got to do that.
CGI. We got to do CGI. It was
I'm
a terrible idea.
I'm all for practical effects.
They should keep doing it.
That's like when you look at Star Wars, when the original before he redid it with all the CGI was brilliant.
Except for that wolf motherfucker.
Yeah.
That
but
dude
then,
is just a guy in a wolf mask.
Do I have to see Jabba like pretending to like slither through and step like so? Like you just took out a guy's character completely, eliminated a character.
True.
But we won't talk about Star
also
Wars.
long-tailed Jabba. No, we're gonna long-tailed Jabba. Far less gross than Jabba that looks like an internal organ with just a little ass tail.
Yeah.
I like that Jabba better because that's like creepy. That's like, ugh, look at that motherfucker with these gross. Long-tailed Jabba is almost like, he's just an alien. Like
he's just sitting down.
He's just exactly hanging out with his long ass.
Yep.
What is box office wise? What does this thing do?
This did the budget was insane. Budget was like $30 million,
which is mid-90s.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And opening weekend, it only did $5 million,
Woof.
and grossed about 12.5 or 12.6.
Well, it's gone cult,
and that's
since
worldwide.
Then, right? Ugh.
I mean, I think this movie does have the makings to do well. I think releasing it in the summer, I don't understand why anyone would release any type of horror / ghost movie not in October or even like November. The fall, put everything out in the fall. Summer, like people want like lively movies in the summer. Like people want action. People want things that are gonna, like not downers.
Yeah, I come from the school of thought that every movie should come out. Like you should basically release it in the month you thought that movie
it took
existed.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it's a blockbuster.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe it's blockbuster season. Like, no, fucking who cares? People always pretty much go to the movies. Yeah. Right? It's always about Christmas. Or there's only...
People go to the movies in the summer to escape the heat.
Yes. Yes.
So, I mean, people go to the movies in the winter basically because they're on vacation and their parents need to do something with
There's
their
nothing
kids.
to do. Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to capitalize on that.
Yeah, and it's not hard because there's only two like noticeable times of year.
Yeah.
Christmas and summer. Right? Holidays and summer. Like the winter holidays in the summer. Everything else is kind of like no one gives a shit about the fall.
I can understand if there was another movie like this that was about to come out and like, you know what, we're going to capitalize on that. People are going to go see both. This is going to get them going and then they're going to go see this one. Like Armageddon and Deep Impact. Like put them both together. Obviously Deep Impact sucked. Armageddon, brilliant film.
Volcano, Dante's Peak.
Ah. Yes.
I've never seen Dante's Peak. I'm a volcano man. The movie's ridiculous.
I'm a Dante Peak man.
That's fine. Yeah. I like me some Tommy Lee Jones. I like Tommy Lee Jones telling people to do stuff.
Yeah. I'm a James Bond kind of guy.
Like if I was, I don't like James. Well, we know I feel about James Bond movies.
Yeah.
Not my thing. I'm sorry. I just don't get it. I'm like, oh, cool. So it's a nice looking white man doing rich guy stuff. Oh, shake it, not stirred. I'm just gonna
trying to find something to throw at you.
Mrs. Cash Vagina. What your name is? Anyhow,
Cash Vagina. Yes.
Yes,
that's. I think it was Moneypenny.
Professor Dinero Vagina. She's Venezuelan. Yeah, I didn't. There. It starts off like here's the thing. It starts off okay because it starts off. It starts off with me thinking that basically his character Frank, right?
Yeah.
That Frank, Michael J. Fox's character,
Frank Bannister,
yeah, is essentially just grown up Marty McFly. He has Marty
McFly, or yes,
he has Marty McFly's stagger.
Yes.
He's got all those little movements.
He's Marty McFly if Marty McFly really failed at life.
Yeah, which he did in the second one, if I remember correctly. He wasn't doing that well. He's living off fucking dehydrated pizzas and the fucking the fruit thing in his house. He's got 9 ties on, and he works with Flea. But yeah, I just fuck. I wanted to like this movie more.
So when this movie opened, one thing I said in my notes is sometimes I wish movies wouldn't have credits during the openings. Because, one, if you don't know who Jake Busey is, it's one thing. But if you know who Jake Busey is, as soon as you see his name in the credits, he's one of those people, he's the bad guy.
Accurate.
So, I mean, like, it's just something, like, they purposely left out, I think, Kevin Spacey's name in 7.
Did they really?
I believe so. So you wouldn't know who he was. But, yeah, like, it would have been a lot better, I think. No opening credits. Just have a movie start. Have the title. That's it.
Well, yeah, having any knowledge of movies and being like a movie buff will ruin stuff for you like that.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny. Ronnie and I have a hobby. Hobbit.
We have a Hobbit? Where is this Hobbit? Where is he hiding?
He's not in the Shire with...
Convenient that Peter Jackson directed this film, and now we have a Hobbit.
Yeah, with Willow and that chubby motherfucker who's trying to fucking take his land.
Verbal cut.
It's called a callback. Anyway, yeah, we have a habit of discussing things off air, and then other podcasts mention them right like a month before we do. So whatever, that's life, man. It's called Morphic Resonance. Get over it. Read it. Look it up in a book. The same thing happens to a lot of people at once. But yeah, like I've always felt that way. If you know about movies, you'll watch stuff, and it kind of ruins it because you see an actor. It's like if you put an episode of like Law and Order. In the first 15 minutes, you see like whatever, some freaking somewhat named character actor popped up. You're like, oh, that's the killer.
Yep.
Or like if David Morse walks on screen, anything, I'm like, oh, he's important.
Yep.
You're not paying that guy that much. Like you ever, I think I mentioned this on the show once before, that those Jack Reacher movies.
Uh-huh.
Not to you can't spoil them. They're not very good, but they're entertaining. There's a dude that pops up in the second one, and he walked on screen for 3 seconds. I looked at my wife. I was like, that's the bad guy. Because he's that guy who he was in Three Kings. He's always playing. He has that deep voice. He was in Fight Club. I don't know his freaking name, but he's in everything. I was like, there's no way he's popping up on screen. They're not giving that guy his day rate to show up for 4 seconds to get a phone thrown at him. He's gonna come up later. Yeah. It kind of ruins it. And Jake Busey specifically, Jake Busey's never, at least in the 90s, Jake Busey never played a good guy.
No, I mean he blew up the freaking space shuttle
in Contact. Can I have my first question for you of the day here, bud?
Shoot.
Nepotism aside, is Jake Busey's entire career just based on having crazy eyes?
Yes.
And I'm a staunch Jake Busey defender. We know this.
Yeah.
I
would say you're an apologizer or a sympathizer. What do you?
A sympathizer, an apologist, all of the above.
Yeah.
I root for Jake Busey all the time. You don't hear any dirt about the man. He seems like a lovely person.
Yeah.
He seems like a nice guy. I root for him.
Hasn't been in much.
He popped up in the new Predator movie.
Oh, did he?
I was so excited.
I didn't see that yet.
So excited. You're going to like it. No one else will, but you're going to like it. I
like
it.
Lots of movies no one likes.
It was very Shane Blacky.
Okay.
Yeah. He popped up on a couple episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Anytime Jake Busey's getting work, I'm happy. I always thought they should have made a Splinter Cell movie and put Jake Busey as the Splinter Cell guy. Looks like Sam Fisher. You look at the picture of him, looks just like him. Huh. Yeah, I like me some Jake Busey. I love me some Busey. But you know what? Without those crazy eyes, wouldn't see so much Busey.
That's true.
Wouldn't see so much Busey.
Yeah.
Also, he might be kind of a weird pseudo ginger.
Pseudo ginger?
Yeah, he's got like very, what's the word? pale skin.
Yes.
Mixed with very blonde hair.
Almost like that of an albino, like a partial albino.
Like an albino, yes.
Yes.
An albino. So you literally have pages of notes. What's going on? What are you thinking this week?
I was just writing everything down. One thing, so it opens up, you got Michael J. It opens up with a woman screaming, running from a ghost. And all you're thinking is like, oh my God, there's a haunted house or something. Like this ghost is trying to kill her, yada, yada. But then it shoots to Michael J. Fox, and he's driving through a town like a madman.
Yes.
He's crashing into things, which
Yes.
I don't know how that car stays alive.
No.
And he crashes into a fence, so it just made me think, like, you said you think this is Marty McFly.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of. I think this is Doc Hollywood runs into the fence.
I haven't seen that movie in forever.
It's a good movie.
I remember that lady was nude in it. And she goes, you can blink now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was also the love interest in Tommy Boy.
Yes.
Yeah, good movie. So.
And my notes say, poor lawn gnomes.
Oh, that was one of the parts of the movie I liked. That lawn gag, I thought that should have kept happening. He should have kept running that motherfucker's lawn over. Like that's Peter Dobson. I like that's Johnny Bago.
Yeah. Yep.
The show Ronnie's apparently never heard of. It was on the early 90s. It's great. I only saw one episode, but I remember loving it. And it was only on for 9 episodes. Got canceled. I looked it up before we went on air. It started like June 24th, 1991 was the first episode. June 30th, 1991 was the last episode. But it was Robert Zemeckis produced it, so he put Peter Dobson. I guess they're friends.
Yeah.
He likes him. Started putting him in stuff. He pops up in there. He's actually right. He's supposed to be a dick, but he's completely right.
Yeah, he in an interview I saw, he refers to himself as kind of like Biff Tannen.
He has a Biffian vibe. He has a Biffish vibe.
Yeah.
But he clearly loves his wife.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
I think they kind of have like the type of marriage where he's the type of person where everything's got to be perfect, so he needs his wife to be like that. Makes his life as the husband,
the white
family.
picket fence.
Yeah, exactly. The white
gnomes,
picket fence.
lawn
Yeah,
gnomes.
exactly. So he needs that. Like you could see, he's got some kind of like OCD or.
What's he exercise a lot, Ron? Because he exercises a lot.
No, look at his house, like all the weird stuff. And he exercises a lot. I think I'm talking about you.
You're basically describing me. Yeah, he's right. He keeps telling her not to go over that house.
Yeah.
She definitely shouldn't be going there.
Yeah, no, she shouldn't be.
And that brings me to something else with this movie that I hate to shit on stuff, but we came in with the best of intentions.
We did. I'm not saying I still like this movie. I'll watch it.
I don't know if I'll ever watch it again.
Really?
Yeah. It's like the setup, like the twist at the end. They like whack you in the face with like a fucking frying pan for the first 2 seconds.
The first half of the movie's enjoyable.
Yeah, it's good. It's one of those things. Okay, so here's the thing: you need a certain degree of foreshadowing if you're gonna reveal. Obviously,
yeah.
I don't like when movies do. I've in today at this
point.
Well,
they did have the whole like after she comes home, she's looking at the news, the TV, and they're talking about the murders.
Well, yeah.
Stuff like so. There is some kind of like they're getting you built up to it.
Well, no, go.
But I do understand what you're saying. Like it comes off too much as a comedy first. Like there wasn't like if there's violence in the beginning, you expect violence at the end. If you see comedy in the beginning, you expect comedy at the end. It does hit you.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Not just that, but. You need foreshadowing if you're gonna have a twist. Otherwise, it's not a twist. It's just they're making shit up, right?
Yeah.
I don't like when movies do that either. I don't like when things seem have you seen that have you read or seen any version of Murder on the Orient Express?
No.
Well, it's a whole thing. It's a 100-year-old story at this point. There's the whole spiel about how he meets the guy and he remembers that the guy's a notorious killer, and that it's all connected through that. Even watching the movie now, it seems like forced. Like it just seems like. Doesn't seem like he's really solving a crime. It seems like they're explaining a backstory that you didn't need to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like forcing it. So I don't like that either. But this movie doesn't foreshadow. It like whacks you in the fucking dome with like, oh, that's going to be Jake Busey. He's coming back. Like there was never, anytime I've seen this movie, I've never been like, oh my God, the Grim Reaper's Jake Busey. I'm like, yeah, of course. Like that's definitely Jake Busey. It just seems obvious she's going to be the whole thing. The closest you get to a twist is her being a bad guy also.
Yeah. Which
But
I don't
even
know
that-
why people were surprised, because they said she was involved in the beginning. So obviously there's a
Yeah,
screw loose.
exactly.
But they do kind of paint the mother as more of a villain than they do her. They try to set it up so you try to get surprised, but so
Yeah.
they try to pin like the mother's evil, stuff like that. She also has a cat head.
She has very much cat head.
Yeah.
They don't tell you about the cat. I'm not going to say the line, but they don't tell you about the cat heads. Yeah, and again, really fucking dark. They make me so, like you said, they're like Mickey and Mallory. They make me so uncomfortable
Yeah.
with all with the sexual element of the killings and the murdering all the innocent people. They're shotgunning people in a freaking hospital. It's a Robert Zemeckis movie.
Yep.
With fucking Alex P. Keaton. Alex P. Keaton should not be in the movie.
And Danny Elfman doing the score.
Yeah. It's like bum 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 bum, boom, gunshot to the chest on an innocent old man. Like, boom 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 boom, murdered child. Boom 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 boom. Wa la 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 la. Chop someone's head off. Like that's not how that's supposed to work. That shit makes me super uncomfortable. Fuck, and it's the mom from E.T., which is even just as weird.
Yeah.
She's aging wonderfully, by the way.
Is she?
She was on an episode of Supernatural. That woman looks great.
Good
I
for
think
her.
she always had a mature look, even when she was younger.
She did.
So it's one of those things. Like I always say, you either got to look young forever or look old forever. Like if you're one of those 20-year-olds.
Yeah, you weren't surprised by her age because she was that age.
Yeah, she's always
time,
kind of looked.
yeah.
She looked like when she was 30. When she was in her 20s, she looked late 30s.
Yeah.
Like a nice looking lady in her late 30s. Now that she's 60, she still kind of looks like a lady in her late 30s. Just kind of like Danny DeVito. He's aging gracefully because he looked fucking 900 when he was 20.
Yeah.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That guy's like 21 years old. He looks damn near 60.
So like some of the other things like I have in mind, like the comedic aspects of this movie, I think were great. Those were spot on. Like the ghosts, the friends that are ghosts, like when they're in the beginning and they're beating
Shy McBride. Do you think it's Shy or Chai?
What's the spelling on it?
C-H-I.
Shy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say you're right.
Shy, yeah. Well, like when they're beating up the Raggedy Ann doll, like first of all, that guy's bedroom, I think, looks like a child's room with all the crap in it.
What, Peter Dobson?
Yeah.
You really don't like his character.
I do like his character, but yeah, I don't like his character.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But no, like you have the ghosts. I think they look great. I think they're funny. They're a great part of the movie. I think they don't play so much on, like, yeah, he could see ghosts, but they kind of like give you that, and you're expecting him to see ghosts and maybe help people more, but they don't stick with that. It's like, yeah, he sees ghosts, but now he's just going to see people getting murdered.
Yeah,
like show more of ghosts. Like, why are these three ghosts the only ghosts allowed out of the cemetery, and everybody else?
Yeah, they never explained.
Is stuck in the cemetery.
It seems like they set up this whole like world build, but then don't tell you the world they built.
Yeah,
and it doesn't. I remembered this movie ending differently.
That's because you probably turned it off. You were traumatized. It's like
I guess
when you're molested as a child, you forget about it. When you're an
I
adult.
guess I blocked it out. But I also watched the director's cut. Because
okay.
I own this movie.
I think there's
for some
more
reason.
violence in the director's
I think so. So maybe I was watching.
Yeah, I watched the regular version.
Maybe I'm just watching the more horrifying version of this.
Yeah.
Did you see the scene where they're showing them kill all the people in the hospital?
Yeah, when he goes into the hospital, look for the church.
Yeah.
And he keeps reliving it like he's there. Yeah.
Okay. So I remember this movie ending for some reason at the cemetery with Arlie, Ermey, and all the ghosts going after Jake Busey.
I mean, basically they do shoot him and kill him, and then like they pop off the Arlie like shoots him with the machine guns, pop off the cloak, which I guess the cloak gave him powers.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
So I mean,
why he's such a magical ghost all of a sudden?
Yeah, and how can he kill? How can how can ghosts die?
Don't they explain that like you stop existing?
Well, they went up to heaven.
No, when the ghosts get killed, though, I thought they like
when the ghosts get killed, you'd figure that since they're not in heaven, they just like cease being. But apparently, they go back to heaven. They die again and go to heaven.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Because when he dies at the end, spoiler alert, he goes up to heaven, sees his dead wife, and his friends come.
Oh yeah, but they're there because they. Oh yeah, you're right.
So they died as ghosts again, and they made up the way to heaven.
Huh.
But yeah, like they should have. I feel like they should have stuck with that a little more. Well, hold on. Get back to what you're saying about the ending. Yeah, so it kind of like it ended, but maybe you turned it off after that when he escapes.
I guess maybe it was like I don't feel like watching this anymore. But then I remembered her being evil. Like I remember the lady. I don't know. I guess I guess
it's
had
also
it out
one
of
of those
order.
movies where they didn't play it a lot, but I remember when they did play it, like I used to catch it in pieces.
True.
So maybe you watched it a bunch in pieces.
It's possible.
So maybe that's why like you have like a little skewed version.
It's possible. Very possible. Yeah, I don't have a lot of nice things to say about this movie.
So the sheriff in it, I feel, is the sheriffs in every single small town movie.
It is
I think they have like just their outfits, their costumes, the exact same sheriff outfits and every other small town movie. I don't know if they wanted to like play down the sheriffs because then you get the big FBI guy who's the freak.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, that really was at an...
That almost has no... If you take him out, almost nothing changes.
They would be probably better off having a straight character, not like orientation-wise, but like just like a straight man playing the FBI, like an actual FBI.
Instead of being like super zany?
Yeah. I think it would have made a better movie.
Zany, almost to points of comedy, until you realize he's a complete fucking psycho, and he's like, "Oh, I have these the swastikas card in my hand from that time I was hanging out with Charles Manson, and my nipple fell off, and I got like bum 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 wow wow wow, and my nipple got chopped off, bum 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 bum, and I got half my penis cut off by a sex cult, bum 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 wow wow wow, and I've been like, what are we doing here? What is this movie, Ron?
I don't know.
It's so upsetting to me.
I don't know.
Fuck.
But
there's ghost rape.
Huh?
There's ghost rape in this movie.
Ghost rape.
I am not one to get.
When the John Astin is
John Astin
he molests the mummy.
Yeah. First off,
I didn't know that was John Astin, by the way, till this time watching it.
I like recognized him, couldn't figure out what it was, and I looked it up. Yeah. Fucking Gomez Adams fucking goes full tilt with his ghost boner. And straight up tackles.
I like it when they don't fight.
Yeah, what the fuck? It takes so much for me to like. We've always mentioned this. It takes a lot for me to be offended by anything. And again, I wouldn't even say I'm offended because I'm not. But for me to even have a legitimate feeling about something when it's supposed to be comedy, that shit was ridiculous. This is a movie that was, to me, marketed to a younger audience.
Yeah.
And not only do they have ghost rape, but they have ghost rape. And it's not even like he runs off screen and then comes back. He says, "I like it when they don't fight back," and you see his ghost ass thrusting, but you don't see another ghost. So is he literally just humping a corpse? He's humping
a skeleton. Yeah.
So you see ghost. Okay, this is what I want you to understand. I want you to understand what's going on here, folks.
Necrophilia from a ghost.
Yeah, ghost forced ghost. Necrophilic assault. I want you to understand that. I want you to understand that between a cowboy and a 2,000-year-old mummy. That is what's going on. That is what's going on in the movie, which again has bum 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 every fucking 20 seconds. Are you serious? What was Danny Elfman doing? He was like, fuck it. I need my last Oingo Boingo check didn't cash.
He didn't need any Oingo Boingo money. He's got plenty of other money from
it's
other
insane.
movies. He's 96.
Oh,
so he's already
96 Danny Elfman.
Yeah.
He's loaded.
Tim Burton's keeping him in.
Yeah.
I guess like Tim Burton didn't have anything to do for him, so he must have been like, "Hey,
I guess
you got?"
I guess he fucking sent his fucking set designer with him because it looked like a damn Tim Burton movie the entire time.
I think I told you this. It looks like the love child of Tim Burton and Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah.
It's like
it's I mean, the set design's cool. Some of it.
Yeah.
I liked his weird almost house. I thought it was touching that he had the garden. That made me cry. That got me in the feels.
Yeah.
But again, this movie's fucking ridiculous.
But they didn't like. There were so many parts of this story that you could have touched on more to help it be a better movie.
You mean instead of having the wacky freaking cult guy run around for 35 minutes of it?
have it more where like the ghost of his wife maybe helps, and like she's like he's trying to have another like add that in. You like that could have been a better part. Like add the house in, add more ghost friends. Like he's
more
walking
ghost
around
friends.
this neighborhood talking about ghosts, and everyone's like calling him a fraud, which they're calling him a fraud, but he's not really a fraud.
No, he really knows what he's.
I mean, he is setting up the haunts himself with his
but he
ghost
really speaks
friends.
to the ghosts.
But he really does speak to the ghosts.
I feel like he probably could have used the power for something else.
He could, yeah.
He definitely could have cheated any other number of systems that didn't affect the grieving people.
Yeah.
It's just, like, you're right. Like, what if this? I off the cuff, and I swear on everything I hold dear, I did not think of this in advance. Just when you were saying that, wouldn't it have been a cool touch if in the beginning of the movie he talks to the two ghosts, right? And then like they cut to the next morning or whatever, and his wife's ghost is talking to him and shitting on him. You're terrible. You got all this stuff, right? And then the other ghosts walk in and go like, man, you have to stop imagining her. But he keeps imagining her. So you have a ghost. He's both actually speaking to ghosts and hallucinating a ghost.
Okay.
The whole movie. And at the end, when she fucking shows up looking all happy and normal, you actually recognize who the fuck she is because she's in more than 13 fucking seconds of screen time. And it means something when she tells him to let go, because you understand he hasn't let go yet, instead of just seeing the garden in half a scene and this weird forced love relationship with Trini Alvarado, who question number
goes
2
out of nowhere. She's a shitty wife. The day of her husband's funeral.
Gone. Yeah. She gives zero fucks about her. I understand they don't. Also, again, this weird fucking innuendo in this movie. Peter Jackson, I have some Peter Jackson thoughts later. When she's on the bed, I think that's supposed to be like a deliberate double entendre, and she's like, Ray, get me off. I think that's supposed to be she's in the bed. It's got to be on purpose, right? They're indicating he's a bad lover.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'd be a bad lover too if I knew my wife's gonna leave me the day I died. It's gone.
Yep.
He's dead for 9 seconds, and she's like, "Yep, I'm moving on." Even if you had a bad marriage, even short of abuse, if you have like a shitty marriage, because it wasn't that shitty, she was still there. Yeah. They just weren't getting along that well. You don't get over it that fast.
No.
I'm not one to tell people how to grieve, but
like I like how you said like a forced relationship, because it's not even like they were. It's not even like he came to the house for the ghost and he was flirting with her.
Yeah.
There was nothing there. Like all of a sudden, I'm coming to your husband's funeral because I said he was going to die, and he did.
Yeah.
Like,
just... And they had that little conversation, I guess, where she's like, "Oh,
let me go to dinner with this guy who,
oh, your wife died. I'm in love with you now." That's insane.
Yeah.
Complete insanity. Not to mention, again, this is one of those movies where everyone would need therapy afterwards.
Yeah.
For years.
So this guy she went on one date with saw him 3 times since 3 times in general, and the cops bring him in saying that he's a murderer and things, and you're defending him.
Yes.
Meanwhile, you don't know his backstory.
Yes.
It would be like, okay, I don't know where he is, but I'll find out where he is and help you put him away because he's gonna murder me.
Yes.
Oh, he straight up would have gone to jail. I think the only reason they have the FBI agent in this movie is because when he goes crazy, right then and there, they get off scot-free.
Yes.
They don't go to jail because of that crazy FBI agent. Otherwise, they go straight to jail.
Oh yeah, they committed all sorts of crimes.
Yeah.
Also, this movie helped me realize as we're saying this, I don't agree with a lot of social justice stuff ever, but I kind of, the more we talk about the movies we've been talking about, I kind of understand female actresses being pissed off about some stuff, because people don't write good lady characters.
No.
She is terrible.
Yeah.
She is just smelly.
Not independent.
No, not independent.
Needs a man.
Needs a man, and she's fucking terrible to everybody. What the? Can all ghosts reach in your heart and kill you, by the way?
I think you have to learn that skill.
But then that guy at the end...
Because
the homeboy...
when he first becomes a ghost, when Michael J. Fox first becomes a ghost, he falls through the floors because he doesn't know how to navigate through the physicality of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's something you have to learn over time, is to be able to, like in the movie Ghost, how he has to learn to touch things. Yeah. I think that's kind of what they're going. Like you have to like, I don't know, center your chi. Yeah,
well, but so I understand centering your cheese and all, but like, what about at the end of this movie, crazy FBI guy is still around.
At the end of this movie, he has a head blown off.
Yeah, but his ghost is there.
Oh, that's right. He's in the back of the police car.
And no one's worried about this. We're living in a
That's
world
true.
where presumably ghosts can develop the skill
That's true.
of reaching
Never
into
thought.
your chest and killing you. Like that.
So, is he a ghost that's just like, is he like doomed to stay in the back of the police car? Like, why wouldn't he be out there just like annoying Frank?
I feel like I had that written somewhere. The logic of this movie is all over the fucking, like, ghost physics the ghost physics of this movie are all over the fucking place. None of it makes sense. None of this movie makes sense. It's just there's jumping around like crazy people with the logic behind this movie, which leads me to something else here. I'm gonna be the one to say it. I don't like Peter Jackson. I'm sure he's a nice person.
Well, you never really liked the Lord of the Rings movies.
I like the original 3.
You did.
I enjoyed them thoroughly.
Oh.
Third one's a bit much. Third one has 19 different endings.
We were together when the movie theater decided to die as the ending fight was coming for the third one.
Yes.
And they wouldn't give us tickets to go see it again.
One of the most insane movie experiences ever.
I'll let you tell the story. You're better at telling stories.
I mean, it's not a huge story, but we saw with a bunch of us. It was like 7 of us went.
Yeah.
It
was the
opening
Thursday night before
Yep,
the Friday
'cause
opening.
We used to always hang out at the video store with our buddies. We all went as a unit, all the video store kids and us. Bunch of us, we drove like 3 cars. We're all excited. Fucking Lord of the Rings, bro. We get the whole movie. The final like literally.
They open up the gates to Mordor.
Yeah. The gates open. And the fucking projector breaks. And the solution of the theater, no joke, isn't like, hey, give us a minute to fix this. Isn't, hey, come back in an hour.
Yeah.
It's, if you rush to the other theater, you could stand in the back and see them in the movie.
Yep. And then they said they'll give us tickets to come back, but you have to wait 2 weeks.
Yes.
Not like, exactly like, just give us an hour, just wait, just hang out. Here's free popcorn. Sit, wait, we'll fix it. As soon as that movie's done, because there was an hour before showing, we'll take that projector. You can watch. Nope.
I didn't see the actual end of that movie, I think, for like 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, probably not.
I think I went back to see it. I think I actually fell asleep. Yeah, I did. I went back with my my sister's boyfriend at the time. I fell asleep. I had him wake me up at the end.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I never saw the Hobbit movies.
The Hobbit movies were very upsetting.
Never saw a single one.
They, like, I'll be honest. I've read The Hobbit. I never read Lord of the Rings. I started to read Lord of the Rings. Never got through the whole thing. So I'm not, like, I know there's a lot of things that are missing. But maybe it's because I actually read The Hobbit. I really like that book. Seeing how they mutilated the movies was upsetting.
I like to think, I honestly, I understand the books were there originally, and The Hobbit was written before Lord of the Rings, correct?
Yeah.
So I don't like prequels. The only prequel I can think of offhand that I actually enjoyed was Rogue One. Because it covered like a base that was so far off, and they did a good job of actually making it matter to the story.
There was just a little blurb about them, so you can invent whatever you wanted to.
Yeah. And it was cool because it was, like you said, it was that, and it was covering a base, and them having a little victory in there, like it had suspense. It just worked. It worked with them.
And you had Vader in the end.
Yeah, you didn't know they were gonna win. And when they did win, they all died. The whole thing made sense, right? Generally speaking, prequels are. I think that's one of the dumbest things on the face of the earth, because you just go, you're like, oh, cool. I already know this person's gonna die someday, or you already know what happens.
Yep.
Just to me, it's, I don't know. I don't like stuff like that. Like I put a lot in stock in the end of things.
It would be better. Yeah, exactly. If you knew, you're 100% right. You only knew the blurb that they stole the plans. Now you get to watch this whole story. Like, you take the prequels of actual Star Wars when you know Anakin's coming to Darth Vader.
Why the fuck would I want to see that?
I got to watch 3 movies so you can tell me he's going to be Darth Vader?
Yeah, exactly.
And the first one just has him fucking racing?
Yeah. Oh my, let's not get started on that one. Oh boy, I fucking hate that movie. Yeah. So yeah, ghost rape. That's the thing that we saw.
Here's also another thing. At the end, when they're fighting, like, ghost physics, he rips her soul out.
Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah. What's that?
Like, how do you rip it's not like he killed her.
No.
He literally, so now ghosts can just rip out your soul. Not kill you, just rip out your soul.
This movie takes place in a horrifying hellscape. Astoria, bro.
New Zealand.
Or New Zealand.
It was filmed in New Zealand.
Oh, of course it was. God forbid Peter Jackson get on a fucking plane. Gonna film everything in New Zealand. Well, that's my it's a bad impression, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Ugh. Fuck Peter Jackson. That King Kong movie. Oh, jeez.
Which one? The one with Jack Black?
Jack Black and
yeah, that was not good.
Naomi Watts and who the hell else was in that movie?
You don't remake a classic.
The only good thing to me, the only I like the original Lord of the Rings movies. I don't feel like they're super fun to watch now. They were cool theater movies. I know you still like them. I like the second one.
Second one was very good. Well, there's more action in the second.
Yeah, I like action in those movies.
The third one had like action, and it was like the first two put together.
Yeah. The third one had 9. We all know 9 endings. We don't have to talk about that.
Yeah.
To me, the best thing Peter Jackson ever did was introduce Andy Serkis as a thing.
Now he's just unstoppable. Anytime anyone needs a CGI character, it's like, okay.
They almost made an Academy Award just to give it to him.
They should.
Well, they can give special Academy Awards, right? They can just make up an Academy Award and give it to you.
Well, they tried to do that for Black Panther, like that was award.
They were going to change. They were going to add a whole new category called popular movie.
Yeah, it was to give it to Black Panther.
Yeah, basically, the Academy Awards themselves are fucking ridiculous, though, because at least half the time some movie wins that no one I know enjoys.
Yeah,
so it's a very weird.
And, it's because the we had a friend whose grandfather was in the Academy.
Yes.
And he was always getting movies sent to him. So, like, now half of the movies that win are only released in select theaters. We're lucky enough to live near the city of New York, so we could go see them. They're always playing there. But most people around the country can't.
Yeah.
So you have all these movies that, the people in the Academy get to see, and they're like, oh, this is great. I got a free movie, and I'm sitting in my house. But, yeah, I agree. It's ridiculous. It should be... you have to be released in a certain amount of cities.
Yeah, not to mention, I understand crap, quote unquote, makes a lot of money sometimes, but it doesn't always make a lot of money. Generally speaking, if something's making like a big money, it was at least pretty solid and entertaining.
Yeah.
Like I understand that freaking The Fate of the Furious shouldn't be winning an Academy Award, but someone needs to give something credit when it makes $900 million. Someone needs to give, and especially like the Marvel movies. Yeah. I didn't particularly like Black Panther that much, but people love that movie, and it was well made. It was well directed. It was well shot.
Give an award for movies that make a certain amount of percentage past their budget.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, give them something.
Yeah,
and again, to rescind a previous comment, I liked most of the directing of Black Panther, not the action scenes. I will stand by that. I don't. I do not like the way Ryan Coogler shoots action. Didn't like the boxing scenes in Creed either. Everything about Creed was awesome.
I never watched Creed yet. Still, I keep going to put it on, and I'm like, I just don't want to do it. It's something like Rocky is like a sacred film. Like I don't want.
Oh, it's really good. It's unfortunately, I think it's like 2 hours, and Rocky was like 2.5 hours, and the half hour they don't put in is the boxing match. Like the boxing match is like weirdly short and not that well shot. I would have liked a little more of that, but it's worth watching. The second one I heard looks awesome from what I understand.
Yeah.
So I also have a man crush on Michael B. Jordan.
Okay.
Black Superman.
To each his own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have another one that says again bad CG. I've noted it numerous times. What the hell is that thing that eats him at the end?
That was
spaghetti?
The gate to hell.
It's spaghetti?
There's
the gate to hell is spaghettis?
Yeah.
Chef Boyardee.
Yeah.
What's it? Bafucius? Bartholomew's? What's this?
What?
Is that like...
You're thinking of the Twilight Zone episode that I tried to make into a screenplay in 6th grade with Bafucius.
I'm going to let you explain what you did. I'm going to let you explain what you did when you were in 6th grade.
What?
That you once had me sit there and help you write, quote unquote...
something original work by me?
An original work.
That was a Twilight Zone episode?
That was just literally the script to a Twilight Zone episode.
No, I changed it up. It was just the premise of the devil's locked up.
You didn't change the character names.
I did.
I don't think you did.
This character is not named Bafusis.
Are you sure?
Craig, seriously.
I don't know. I don't know.
You look at all the things, all the words that I've made up and mispronounced and stuff. Do you think the character's named Bafusis?
What'd you say today? You said something insane earlier today.
What did I say? Oh, Whirlpool. I asked how to spell Whirlpool.
Yes.
I said W-O, and you're like, what?
Yes. I was trying to answer a question.
It's the password for his laptop in case you ever get his laptop. It's Whirlpool.
Thanks, guys.
Not with W-O, W-H.
What are you doing, man? I got to change my laptop password. Son of a bitch.
Make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's the code to my luggage. Yeah, this movie doesn't know what it is, and I don't know what it is. What the fuck?
Yeah, I just want to go through. Oh, the music I actually said was, before I realized Danny Elfman did it, was it's kind of like Alan Silvestri and Danny Elfman had a child. It was Back to the Future. And yeah, the tattoo part really came out of nowhere with fucking FBI agent. That was just he was a fucking freak.
Yeah, they fucking reanimators running around the whole movie.
Yeah.
Then he's doing reanimator shit.
Oh, so here's one thing in my notes. So Jake Busey supposedly made a deal with the devil to come back.
Is that what it was? Is that why he had the superpowers?
He said something like that. Touch on that. Like, touch on that part. Do the supernatural part of Busey, not the whole psychotic murdering mass shooting. Show that. That would be a better movie.
Yes.
Supernatural. It starts off supernatural, ended supernaturally, not murdering and stuff like that.
Yes. It could have very easily been something they say happened off screen. This is a man who is in hell for killing 13 people. Also, what's the marking? He's marking people. Then he's
marking.
So he's going to them, marking them, and letting them walk around for 3 days. I'm confused by all.
What do you mean, with the ghosts?
Yeah.
No, he was doing that. That's kind of like. See, next thing in my notes. Did he go back in time?
What?
So that whole scene where he's in the hospital and he's reliving the massacre.
Yes. It's
almost like he's going back in time.
Are you saying that this is actually Marty McFly?
Hold on. I spent. So he's going back in time. So with the markings on the head, is he seeing the future?
I see what you're saying.
So if he's reliving the past, is the markings on his head now him seeing the future that he could see that those people are going to die?
What you're saying is extremely interesting and well thought out. I don't think that's what they intended because I don't think they thought that would.
So you just gave me the My Cousin Vinny. That was a great objection overruled.
Yes.
That's what you just said to me.
I think what you're saying is a great idea and should have been what happened. I don't think they put that much thought into it.
Yeah, okay.
Because none of this fucking movie makes any sense. He fucking pulls her soul out. That's not even something they don't even tangentially foreshadow that. It's not even like, it doesn't even, why wouldn't he just reach into, if it's a power ghosts have, or if it's a power, like maybe that's part of Jake Busey's deal with the devil, he can stop people's hearts. That's why it's not happening all the time.
Maybe.
But like, why would it not have been any of the other number of things they've shown ghosts able to do throughout the movie? He's made up a new power. It's like fucking Superman 2 when he's fucking throwing the fucking chess piece at people and fucking teleporting. What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
With no Marlon Brando and no what's his face? No Terrence Malick or Malcolm McDowell, whoever that was. Terrence Malick? Yeah, no Terrence Malick.
Terrence Malick, yeah.
Or that lady, or that big dude with the fucking beard. Fuck.
So added to the whole ghost physics.
Ghost physics.
So ghosts apparently also have the same conjuring as the movie The Mask, as Jim Carrey, where you can just create machine guns out of thin air.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
And then once you drop said machine gun, another ghost can pick it up and use it.
Wait, was he like a special ghost?
I guess like he was in charge. Like,
what was he like? I don't understand. I don't understand any of this
like
movie.
Ghosts. If you don't go to heaven or hell, you have to stay in your
yeah. And why were those people all there?
Because they don't know where to go.
Why?
Because he won't let them leave.
Why?
I don't know. I'm not Peter Jackson.
The movie makes no fucking sense.
Because there's a hobbit running around somewhere.
This is the movie Michael. I keep almost saying Michael Jackson. When Michael J. Fox was shooting this is when he decided to not be an actor anymore, not do movies.
He decided not to do feature films.
Yeah.
He did Spin City.
Yeah, big shock. He sat through this fuck. He was sitting.
Well, no, he did it.
On set.
He did it because he wanted to stop, like, shooting a sitcom versus shooting a movie. Like, you're on location, you're away from your family. Shooting a sitcom, it's okay. I'm gonna move wherever the sitcoms. I'm gonna work from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m, and I'm going to go home because the sitcom. So that's why he did it. He wanted to be close to home.
I think he was sitting on set. He was just thumbing through his wallet for something, and boom, I'm doing a hand gesture, people. Because this was the early 90s, pre-cell phone, or pre-good cell phone. A old school roll of photos fell out of his wallet, and he said, "Oh, there's my lovely wife and children." And he looked up and saw Gomez Adams fucking a corpse.
Who apparently he kept referring to as Doc.
Yes.
During the filming of this movie.
And was like, I'm the hell out of here. This is ridiculous. What is this movie?
So, you know how we like to imagine other people in roles?
Yes.
So how, what's his name? Ray said the actor, what's his name?
Oh, Peter Dobson.
Peter Dobson said he was kind of like Biff in an interview. How would you feel if the FBI agent was Crispin Glover?
Better about this movie.
I think the wackiness of that FBI, I think he could have played that role.
Because he would have played it. Crispin Glover's a real life crazy person.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
He would have played it a little more understated than Jeffrey Combs, who was like, "Oh, I was in Reanimator. Let's just play that again." Like, what the hell was that guy doing? It didn't even. This whole movie is like it's like a ruse. The whole movie is it's like a trick. You ever see David S. Pumpkins on Saturday Night Live?
No.
Tom Hanks thing?
Yeah.
Where the whole time goofing around and he jumps behind him and scares him. This movie is fucking a David S. Pumpkins joke. It's like you're like, oh, this is ridiculous and funny, and then he's like, boo, and you're fucking terrified and you can't sleep that night because there's mass murder and ghost rape and just everything else under the sun that can happen to somebody.
Necrophiliac.
Ghost necrophilia. sex cults and mass shootings. That is literally at least half of this movie's runtime is stuff like that.
Well, I said in October we'd be talking about monsters, maniacs, and ghosts. So
yeah.
You got them like all in this movie.
You want to do Halloween? I should have done fucking Halloween. I could have laughed my way through parts of that because it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yep. Nope. This I was just genuinely terrified.
Yep. And I'm glad you picked it.
Yeah. I could have.
If I picked this movie, I'd never hear the fucking end of it.
Was Trini Alvarado ever a thing? By the way,
I don't know.
I'm sure she's a lovely person, but I feel like she's one of those people I know her name. I know she exists. But they tried to make her a thing for a couple of weeks and then gave up.
I guess, yeah. What was she in that movie, Paulie? Little Woman. She was in Little Women.
Little Women or Little Woman? I think two different women. Two different movies.
Little Women.
Okay.
Woman. Yeah, Little Woman. I think that was a Shelley Duvall movie.
Little Woman was it was about.
Oh, she was in The Babe. That's where I remember
about
her from.
Dr. Ruth, Little Woman.
I remember The Babe. That was it. You're incorrigible.
I've literally only seen that movie once, and I saw it in the theaters. I remember it being good.
That was a good movie.
But I also just really like John Goodman. So there's that. Who also played Fred Flintstone. Just thought I'd point that out. I don't know why.
He's also played lots of other things.
Yeah, I don't.
He was also King Ralph.
He was King Ralph. He wasn't a plumber named Ralph Elliott though.
Plumber named Ralph Elliott?
I don't know what to say about this movie. I am so shocked.
Well, okay. So we did say how much you hated. What was your favorite part of the movie? We're going to end the show soon. So let's end on, you yelled at me for talking about death. Let's end on a positive. Let's say what we liked about this movie.
I like when Jake Busey gets work. Anytime Jake Busey's working, I'm there.
You don't like Michael J. Fox?
I think he did a great Michael J. Fox. Okay, yeah, Michael J. Fox is great in this movie.
Yeah,
I love the set design on his house. I don't know why.
Yes.
That had a really interesting vibe to it. I like Shia McBride. I think he's really talented.
Mm-hmm.
There was good people showing up.
Yeah. You just didn't like how the story just took a fucking, not even like a left turn or anything, and it fell off a fucking cliff.
Yeah, it just falls off a cliff, and it's insane. And there's just so much murder and so much like, and not like zany murder, like legit horrible murder.
Yeah.
Like I don't like stuff like that, and I just don't. I don't know. I thought it was like I get we've talked about stuff like this before. Like the same reason I'm not a big Game of Thrones guy. I don't like when things are unnecessarily harsh.
Okay. We're trying to be positive.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
So we want to be positive, happy.
Michael J. Fox.
Happy hobbits.
I love me some Michael J. Fox, man. Anything Michael J. Fox is in, I'm gonna enjoy.
Okay. And Jake Busey.
Okay.
Okay.
This movie should have been Michael J. Fox and Jake Busey having coffee. I would have watched that very gladly.
All right. I will say that my favorite part of this movie, not musey. That's not a real thing.
No, it's not a real thing.
Whirlpool. WH.
Actual word, yeah.
Is the music as well as Michael J. The music is great, except if you don't watch what's happening after the music plays. So we're not going to talk about the bad, just the good. Just the good. Music, Danny Elfman, great guy. Love his music. Robert Zemeckis, great. And he must have just,
and because you love Danny Elfman so much, this movie really, truly was a dead man's party.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who could ask for more?
How old is that woman in Back to School?
Which one?
The teacher that he falls in love with. How old is she supposed to be? I've never understood that.
Well, he's in his 60s.
Well, Rodney Dangerfield was just 9 million. He was 87
She's got to
when
be
he was
in her
25.
50s. She's in her 50s.
I heard he was a very mean person.
Really?
Yeah, I've not heard good things about him as a man. He was not happy to be on the set of Ladybugs, apparently.
It was Ladybugs.
In his defense, it was. Yeah, but Jack Hay was there.
Exactly.
Would you be upset? I feel like Jack Hay is probably a lovely person to be around.
I don't think I could listen to that all day.
I could.
I don't know.
I would hang out Jack Hay. And younger single me?
I
Jack
think
Hay's a
he
nice
was
looking
just
lady.
Jonathan Brandis. I mean, he was just...
Oh, he was busy. Yeah.
He's a depressing guy.
God rest his soul. What do you always do? Why do you always bring up people that
It's not me. I was trying to be positive.
Jeez.
You brought it up.
Sorry.
You brought it up. Positive, Ronnie. Happy Hobbits.
Shit. All right. Just fucking...
Happy Hobbits.
I guess we're gonna drag poor Richard Tyson into this now.
No, he is the best part of this movie because we're gonna find him. Can we find him?
I mean, I found him.
You did?
Yeah.
Really?
Johnny Bago himself, Peter Dobson.
Okay.
Ray, the husband, that poor man who dies, and Michael J. Fox moves in on his woman 5 minutes after he's dead. We're supposed to be helping him.
Okay, I
like
that.
him. I like him a lot. He's one of those people I'm always happy to see him get work. He should have been in more stuff, I feel. So it's cool to see him getting work.
Mine, I'm gonna go Chi-Town.
Oh, you're going
Shy McBride.
You're going Shy McBride. I feel like he's done too much. But I guess you're right. He hasn't done. He probably just does a lot of stuff I've seen.
Yeah, he does a lot of voice work. He does a lot of stuff. But I feel like
Gone 60 Seconds.
He does exactly.
Boy, you need a role model. It's a good movie.
Yeah, I think he's great. I mean, he doesn't get the bigger roles that he should.
Yes.
He's always stuck as a supporting guy. He's comic relief, I think.
How old? He's only in his 50s probably, right?
He was born in 1961.
Oof, so he's 50, 57 already. He's getting up there.
He's
getting up there. I was hoping he'd have like a Forrest Whitakerian resurgence.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know Forrest Whitaker has a brother?
Is it like Woods Whitaker?
No, it's like Kevin Whitaker or something like that. He looks exactly like him. And he's only been in a few movies. So there was a big meme the other day. People were talking about that. But yeah, I'm a big Chi-Town fan. Speaking of Gone 60 Seconds, better movie.
Should have watched that movie.
Yes. A lot of people in that movie who like didn't do other stuff, who were like Mirror Man, the little black dude.
Okay.
He was in Gone 60 Seconds. Like that's like his only IMDb credit though. I don't know why I'm bringing this up. But that dude's in that whole freaking movie.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have a picture in IMDb.
Yeah, he's in that entire movie. He is a featured actor in that movie.
He was in a bunch of other stuff.
Him, the little mousy guy, Toby. He's barely in anything else. He was only in that and like freaking what do you call it? Butterfly Effect, and that was it.
Pearl Harbor.
Who?
William Lee Scott.
Mirror Man or Toby?
Toby.
Okay, well, okay. So he didn't do a ton though. That movie,
Magnificent Seven.
Was he really?
Yeah.
No, look at that shit. I'm stupid.
Yeah.
I'm always fascinated by stuff like that though. When someone, let's go back to Mirror Man though, so I'm still right. I'm always fascinated when someone has a big role, like that dude's in a lot of that movie, in like a major hit film, and then never pops up in anything again.
Okay.
Stuff like that always throws me off. I don't know how that, when you consider how much work there probably is in, like even just B stuff, even like, why is that dude not in like 18 different Asylum movies? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
that's always so crazy to me. Like he can act and clearly he impressed enough people to get, unless he pissed somebody off or whatever, but no, it always throws me off.
I will say, talking about Gone 60 Seconds, I do love me an ensemble cast.
I love me an ensemble cast.
Like that, like you want to talk about character actors? I'm going like
all day. That movie's
brilliant people.
That movie's a veritable cornucopia of Richard Tyson's. It's a Richard Tyson's delight. You know? Yeah, like I tell you,
Champagne falling from the sky.
I fucking love that movie. That movie. Fuck everyone who has a problem with Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage is talented and he's
great.
Got a great screen presence. But if any movie you make where you have to assemble a team to do something,
it's a winner. It's a winner.
I'm there. I don't care what you're doing.
Winner.
I don't give a shit if you're.
That's the best part about Armageddon.
Yeah, exactly. You're stealing dog food. I'll fucking watch it. I'm like, oh, cool, I'm in. Who? You gonna pick a Pamela Reed?
I am. We were tossing back and forth, but I am going to. I think we're going to agree on this. And Dee Wallace.
Dee Wallace.
Elliot's mom.
Elliot's mom. She saved an alien.
Deranged in this movie, but
they said they casted her for that exact reason, right? Because she was so wholesome.
Yeah.
But she's aged wonderfully.
She was the twist in the movie. The whole thing.
I guess.
Yeah.
But you're not that surprised.
You're not. Because they never played the whole mother card. I think if they would have concentrated more about the mother, because they try to play the mother off as crazy and the mother did it and stuff like that, but they don't bring it out too well.
Well, it's also, if we're being honest, Ron, it's hard to be surprised when you're fucking vomiting in your own mouth because there's a lady making love to a ghost while she kills her mother in their bed.
Yeah.
What is this movie?
The Frighteners, everybody.
Oh, shit. I guess watch it.
So this is our second episode of ScOctober. ScOctober. Because we're going to need to drink lots of scotch after watching this.
Sean William Scottstober. What the fuck was that?
We will have one more episode in October after this. Yep. Well, we won't be so depressing, so Craig can
if anybody wants to buy a Frighteners Director's Cut DVD, I'm selling mine on eBay for I'm going to start at 15 cents.
Too much.
I can't even go further with my joke. I'm so upset.
Yep.
It's Jake Busey, fan 517. All right, folks. I'm Ron.
He's Craig. I'm Ron.
Also Ron.
We have a Hobbit running around.
There's a Hobbit. It's ScOctober.
Untitled Movie Podcast with Craig and Ron.
Yeah, man. Find us on Twitter. Find us on Facebook. Find us on Spotify. Find us on iTunes.
Yeah, we got now you get us on Instagram as well.
Yeah, we got a sweet blog out there. I write some rantings and some ramblings.
Yep. You can email us at the Untitled Movie Podcast.
Ronnie will readily send you nudes.
Yeah.
Whatever you ask, he will. You'd be shocked what this man will do.
I will tell you all of Craig's passwords to all of his stuff.
He knows all of them too. We've been using the same accounts for everything for 2 decades. Yep. Game in the system, bitches. Yeah, so I guess that's the show because I'm gonna go fucking jump off a bridge now.
I'm gonna go eat.
Yeah. All right, folks. I guess that's the Frighteners. Bum 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 murder bum 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 ghost rape. Untitled Movie Podcast. Untitled